It's what I'm trying to help everybody get back to that. To get back, we should all be doing
But
our
if I
best,
go,
doing our best to live in the present. To be honest with you,
yeah,
because
if I go
there is
back,
only
then I go back and take all the bullshit again.
yeah, but the thing is that there is only the present. There is only ever now,
Mm.
and yet most of us are living in the past or the future. So we have to keep reminding ourselves. There's no point in
Yeah.
looking back to things we could have done, should have done, would have done. It's pointless. And
Yeah.
if
And if there is,
you're worrying about the future, you just have to remind yourself it hasn't happened, and it's only our imagination. And I think that's the most powerful thing we can do for ourselves. But it takes training to keep bringing ourselves back to the now.
and if there
Yeah.
is only now, then we only have power right now. There's no power at any other time than right now. And a lot of times when people talk about the problems, in the moment you're talking with them, their problem only exists in their mind.
Yeah.
They can't point to it, they can't show it to you. They think it exists right now, but it literally, if it's a behavior, if they're not doing it at that moment, then it only exists in the past. And so we can talk about and frame those problems in the past, and they go, no, I still do it. And I'm like, well, you're not doing it now, and you don't know about the future. So by definition, your problem only exists in the past.
We're talking about sleep tonight, and we're going to help anyone that needs help with sleep to sleep. But
I
really,
think I'll go to my bed because I
Freddie, you're
understand
going
I'll
to
be.
be,
I
we're
don't
going to
know.
be careful saying
I
these
think
words so much.
I think we left you last week. I think we left
Yes,
you.
yeah,
I don't know
totally.
how many days later was it you came to. That was the thing.
No, I think an hour or two after. Sometimes I sit with my computer and it fall down and I wake.
Well,
Yeah,
as I say, we're going to be talking about sleep, and really, that's the thing, isn't it? Most of us who can't get off to sleep, we're thinking about what we could have done that day or what we should be doing tomorrow. So, in it's one of those cases where we should be right in the now. There's nothing we can do about the things we didn't do today. There's nothing we can do about tomorrow, but it's tough because most of us are just that's what keeps us awake at night. Things we could have done, should have done, would have done. And there's no point.
All right, Freddie, should we get started here?
Yeah.
All right.
Take it away, Nick.
Sure. And everyone got the 1 hour warning email, correct? So we're probably going to do some link changes. I know this is going to get a little dicey, but the link and password, if there's a password for these, will always be in the 1 hour warning email. And then I'm going to put them into the community, the course area as well. So there'll always be two places for the link. And for those of you who haven't got into the course area yet, I know I have a few people I need to email respond to. There's a link at the bottom of every one of our website pages that takes you to the community dashboard. I think it's the Learning Center. It's the bottom right. So if at any point you need to get access, just go to the website, ministryofthemind.org, scroll down. Every footer has a link to that for you to log in. If you have issues with that, let me know. And then the plan for the next few weeks, the values course is either going to start the 27th or the week after. So Freddie and I talked this week, and we've got a really innovative and fun process coming up in the next few weeks that I think you're all going to like. And then maybe one other, and maybe I'll do that after the value. So that's coming up in the next few weeks. And then tonight, we're going to talk about sleep. So every time we say the word sleep, if you're not able to go there right after this call, the suggestion for that word is going to stack up for tonight when you lay your head on the pillow. Every time we say that word, it's going to be another stronger anchor. And your subconscious mind is going to take that suggestion and it's going to put it right to that moment tonight when you lay your head on the pillow. And then every time we say the word sleep, Freddie or I, throughout this entire session, it's all going to hit you at once. And you are going to go into a beautiful, deep, and profound sleep tonight, and maybe even every night going forward. So Freddie's going to do the hypnosis, so don't let me hypnotize you at any point in this. I'm just giving some suggestions here. We're recording, yes, okay. I'm going to teach you some sleep hygiene and physiology things that I think will completely set you up for success. And you're going to look at your life and you're going to say, you know what? In the past, I haven't slept great. and I haven't followed these things that Nick's teaching. So when you do that, that alone is going to set you up. And then of course, when Freddy gives you the suggestion to go to sleep deeply and easily every time you lay your head on the pillow, your subconscious mind will obviously naturally accept that suggestion. All right, eyes open, wide awake. So we're going to talk about sleep hygiene. So I did a podcast a few years ago with one of the authors of the book, Human Givens. Have any of you heard of that? Okay, a few of you. I know Mike Mandel's talked about it. So they have a innovative and kind of interesting idea about why humans sleep. And so they think that it is to diffuse emotional arousal in order mainly to protect the survival programs running in your subconscious mind. So we have programs that say, if we run into a bear in the wild, to put us into a state of fear and fight or flight. Or that if we don't have food, that when we get food, we need to eat a lot of it, right? So these programs, it doesn't want you to override some of those core programs. Now, obviously, there's things we can override and we do all the time, but it takes everything that it doesn't want to change, and it allows you to work through all that in your mind and diffuse emotional arousal for the day. So this is why a lot of times you'll get in an argument during the day, you'll go to sleep, and you'll have a dream that you're arguing. And it might not be with the same person, but it may have the same feeling. That's the metaphor of your mind diffusing that emotional arousal. Everybody with me so far? So they say that people that are depressed, this is their theory, have more emotional arousal that they need to diffuse. So a lot of people that are depressed will sleep for 10 or 12 hours and they'll wake up still exhausted. And they think a lot of times it's because they haven't worked through that emotional arousal completely. And so then they're lethargic throughout the day and it kind of carries through. So when you have excess emotional arousal, you spend more time in REM sleep working through that instead of getting into deep delta brainwaves like you will tonight. So here's a way to help fix that. For one, the alpha meditation we did a few weeks ago can definitely help slow your brainwaves down before you go to sleep. Freddy's recording and what Freddy's going to do with you tonight can help you diffuse that emotional arousal before bedtime. And the most important thing is context switching. So I've never heard anybody talk about this, but I think this is really, really powerful. Our ancestors, they had a few contexts that they went through during a day. So they might have had their tent or teepee or cabin and their neighbor's tent or teepee or cabin. They might have had a field and a creek and maybe the next valley over. So a few different contexts. We can get on our phones and we can see sex, we can see food, we can see fist fighting, we can see beautiful scenery and landscapes, and we can literally take our fingers and hit 100 contexts in 1 minute. What do you think that's doing to your brain in terms of emotional arousal? So yeah, that's right, Nick. It's way too much, especially before bed. So if you can at least stay off of the social media stuff a few hours before bed, so you don't build up emotional arousal that you need to diffuse for the first few hours of sleep, you are going to have much more success going to sleep deeply and quickly. Does this make sense? Any questions on that? Everybody understands what I'm talking about as far as context switching and letting yourself take a few hours to level down. All right. The other thing is, as far as sleep hygiene, is lighting. So you all know, and there's tons of research on this, one of the best things you can do first thing in the morning is get into the sunlight, because the blue frequency activates the chronological part of your brain and says it's time to wake up. And then it helps time your sleep as well. So if you can get into, I'm gonna mute a few of you here. Got a little background noise. So if the first thing you do when you wake up for sleep hygiene is to get outside and see the sunlight at least for a few minutes to get that frequency to activate in your brain. The next thing you can do that's really powerful is seeing sunsets. Our ancestors saw the sunrise and they saw the sunset. And the sunset is an orange frequency that tells your brain to produce melatonin that will help you sleep. If you're taking melatonin supplements, a lot of times that'll go into your stomach and your stomach acid will burn it up, and it's not even biologically available. So keep your blue light, your screens off as much as possible in the evening, and watch the sunset, and it'll tell your brain to start producing melatonin and to get ready for sleep. This is why a lot of times, like in my performance protocol, I have people imagine hypnotic energy flowing through them, and if it had a color, what color would it be? When I do this for myself, I'm seeing an imaginary sunset. So purples and pinks and oranges, and that's the hypnotic color that moves through me. So you can imagine now, with your eyes open even, if the colors of a sunset were flowing through your body, how it would make you feel. So seeing a sunset is really powerful. I think it's a great hypnotic color as well. So something to consider. And then a few more things, and then I'll hand it over to Freddy. So the book Breath by James Nestor is really powerful. He maps out he does this experiment where for 2 weeks he tapes his mouth shut, and for 2 weeks he tapes his nose shut, and he only breathes through one. Which one do you think he had lower blood pressure, better sleep, lower stress markers and cortisol? Which one do you think was a better result? Only nasal breathing. It literally, when you breathe through your nose, it reshapes your entire palate. And when you breathe through your mouth, you dry your system out and you can dehydrate you. So I do this thing that might seem silly, but I a lot of times will tape my mouth shut so that at night I'm only breathing through my nose. And if any of you have any trouble doing that automatically now, try taping your mouth shut for a few hours during the day, and it will start to like rebuild your sinuses and literally change the shape of your face to help you sleep better. And it also makes you more attractive, just simply breathing through your nose. Yes, Sarah, you have a question.
Yes. So I tried to get on that train. My chiropractic friend introduced me a couple years back. And what happened was I had a couple nights it went really well. And then I woke up and I felt like I was suffocating one night, and it freaked me out completely. So I taped my mouth shut, was breathing through my nose. Do you think I should just try during the day? Because it really scared me to wake up like that. And I thought, okay, so I threw the tape away, but I've been wanting to get back into it because I live in the desert and I wake up dehydrated all the time just from even being in the desert. So, and I know that I tend to kind of mouth breathe because I'll wake up and I'm breathing through my mouth in the middle of the night. So any ideas?
Yeah, if only we knew a hypnotist that could help you see the benefits subconsciously of putting tape over your mouth.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would say do it during the day. And then all of you just imagine how comfortable it would be to just breathe deeply and slowly through your nose with a piece of tape like Freddy has at night. And imagine how much deeper you would sleep and all of those benefits, knowing that your nervous system will stay completely calm and completely relaxed, knowing that you're safe and that piece of tape is there to benefit you and make you healthier. And your subconscious mind can take that suggestion, and I think you'll be completely comfortable. And if not, let me know, or I'm sure you can give yourself a suggestion. But I think it makes a big difference. And you slow your nervous system down, you slow your breathing down. It forces your diaphragm to pull your breath deeper into your belly. So there's a lot of benefits for it.
They actually say it helps if you want to lose weight. It helps as well. I don't quite know how that works, but it does. So there's lots of benefits to it. Plus, you can't answer any if they're speaking to you, which is also a good benefit. It's a good enough excuse.
Sarah, and yeah, just imagine the feeling of tape over your mouth and sleeping through it and sleeping like a baby. And you might even put a piece of tape on your mouth for this and let Freddy hypnotize you here for the sleep
You know
process.
what? I should go do that. Yeah.
And you may find that your subconscious mind links that up automatically.
I'll give you some suggestions that you'll feel comfortable with it.
Okay.
It is, if we can do it, it is great benefit.
It's almost like I feel like my nervous system was so used to being in fight or flight because I had been there for several years that the feeling of calm just freaked me out. That alternative feeling of, wait a minute, there's nothing to freak out about. Let's freak out.
Yeah.
And luckily we can retrain that so quickly and easily.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna grab some tape.
Cool. All right, so that's starting to wrap up the things that I have. Finally, stop eating. Stop eating around 6 or 7. Your digestion takes a lot of energy, and our ancestors probably stopped eating around sunset. So if you can stop eating a few hours before bed, you are going to sleep so much deeper. And even water. You might drink water up until 2 hours or an hour before sleep and then stop. And if your body's not digesting, you're going to sleep much deeper. And then the other thing with mouth tape, I may be saying this wrong, so you're going to have to read the book, but I think when you mouth breathe, you release vasopressin or you don't release vasopressin. Either way, it sends a signal to your body to go to the bathroom. So when you mouth tape, you don't have to go to the bathroom until you wake up. So it protects you from getting up in the middle of the night to have to go to the bathroom because there's a hormone that's not released until it's time to wake up. So I don't know if that confused you more or that helped, but you won't have to go to the bathroom during the night if you breathe through your nose because you have mouth tape. So does that help? Any questions on that? So no context switching on your cell phone, no social media scrolling before bed. Limit your blue lights. Watch the sun rise. Watch the sun set. Don't eat too close to your bedtime. And then let Freddy hypnotize you that as soon as your head touches the pillow, you go into a deep sleep because you are a great sleeper. You sleep deeply. And I think this new identity of being a great and deep sleeper is going to help you feel rested, rejuvenated, and maybe even more creative. Freddy, that's all I got for today.
Thanks, Nick. Well, enjoy your time in Vegas.
For those who don't know, I'm at a training. I'm trying to get this hypnosis thing down. I'm just starting to dive into it. So we'll see if I can figure it out one of these days, and I'll bring some skills back to you guys. So
everyone on your training is going to come away with more skills than from you, more from anyone else, as far as I can see. Have a great time now, and I'll speak to you soon.
Yeah, if you don't see me, I'm going to be on here for a bit, but if you don't see me at the end, that's why. So.
Right. Okay, a couple of things that Nick was saying there about social media and taking our phones to bed. And, some of you might not do it, but I imagine most of you do. And I know most of you here have done hypnosis or you're doing some kind of therapy. So you'll know about anchoring. And when I was a child, back in the 19 canteen, it was you'd go to your bedroom to go to sleep. And you'd anchor that feeling of relaxation. So the moment you got into bed, because you've done it for so many years, you would just get into bed, feel the pillowcase, and you're going to a sleep. And you might have a chair that you do that. If you're of a certain age, like I am, you'll probably have a certain chair that when you sit in it, you nod off, because that's the chair you nod off in, because you've anchored that feeling of relaxation to that chair. So one of the things that I think is a big problem for kids, because so many kids now go to their bedrooms and they're on their laptops or they're on their phones. And so it's not a place now which is specifically for sleeping, which it used to be. And I think that's a big problem. So we really have to, if we've been doing it for a while, and I'm guilty of this, of course, of taking your phone to bed and then, checking what's going on before you doze off. It's something we have to retrain ourselves, because we have to anchor our bed for one reason. So maybe two reasons. But when we get into bed, with the intention of going to sleep, that we go to sleep. So that's a big problem that's happening all around the world for kids, because they're doing so much stuff in their bedrooms, and it's no longer a place where they go and sleep. So that makes sense. So if you've got young kids, I would suggest to you, if they haven't already started, or you've got grandchildren, try and help them by separating those two things out. Even if it's another room away from the parents where they can sit and go on their phone there, but anywhere other than the bedroom, because that's a place we should go to sleep. Anyway, And the other thing Nick was saying about the sunlight in the morning, if you can do it, and it's, not everyone can, because not everyone's in the position to do it. But the other thing to do when you go out and get that early morning sunlight, the first 20 minutes of daylight is the best sun you can get on you. And it doesn't have to be bright sunlight, but just the daylight. And the other thing, when you do that, if you can, and I try and do this every morning, is try and get barefoot on some earth or grass. It's surprising how little we actually connect with the earth. But they proved it now. When you're in contact with the earth, there's a magnetism. We know this because of the compass. There's a magnetism that comes up through the earth, and when you go barefoot on the ground, all of the negative energy is transferred into the earth. You can do this with some kind of electrical current. They show it happening. So if you can, in the morning, as soon as you can, get out in the light. Doesn't have to be for an hour, 5 or 10 minutes, and wherever you can, connect with the earth with your bare feet. It's just a suggestion. All these things are of benefit for us. So anyway, getting back to sleep. Now, for me, the people I've seen, there's always kind of two problems with sleep. There's the problem of going to bed and not being able to drop off to sleep, like I think it was that was saying, whoever was saying earlier. And then they go to, it might have been, was it Darlene? Did you say Darlene? Yeah. She goes to bed, and then she doesn't go to sleep till 5 o'clock in the morning. And I know what that's like at times. And then you have to get up 2 hours later. So there's that problem. And the other problem is when you get into bed and go to sleep, and then you wake up at an inappropriate time and you can't get back off to sleep. So those are the two kind of main sleep problems. And we're going to deal with both of them tonight. I'm going to take, and I know some of you have done this with me before, I'm going to take you into hypnosis with a kind of body relaxation. And I want you to either, when you listen to this recording, in fact, what I will do is I'll record just the induction and I'll give it to Nick and he'll put it on the platform for you. So you can listen to it and train yourself to do it. And when you do this, and I do it now because I had the same problem of just laying there and not going to sleep. When you do this, it's very difficult to get to the end of the induction. You don't know when you fell asleep, but at some point you will fall asleep. So I'm going to teach you how to do that and take you into hypnosis. We're going to, as you know, when you're in hypnosis, you have access to all of your unconscious abilities. And one of those is being able to change your body clock. Just on that subject, Nick's in Las Vegas. And if any of you travel and you suffer from jet lag, this is another way of doing that. You can reset your body clock just by an hour before you land. Set your watch to the time where you're going to be, where you're going to land. And then take yourself into hypnosis. I'm going to show you how to do that tonight. And just instruct your mind and body to change to the time that's on your watch. And then you'll find that you don't have that jet lag. So there's a few things we can do when it comes to changing our body clock. So as Nick was saying, when people are depressed, they tend to stay in REM for too long. And when you have too much REM sleep, when you're in REM, you're actually depleting energy. Your brain is working so hard, it actually you're using up energy. That's why sometimes you wake up in the morning, you feel really tired because you've had too much REM sleep. And by doing these few things that Nick was saying, which is really good practice, try not to eat before 3 hours before you go to bed, which is a good practice anyway. Have an hour before you go to bed without any kind of social media. And again, over these years, we've all got in, I say all of us, I have for sure, got into these different bad habits. But if we can spend an hour before you go to bed, off social media. And when you wake up in the morning, like Nick said, try and get some sunlight on you straight away. So these things we're going to do. Right. So when I hypnotize you, we are going to change your body clock. And I'm going to show you how well, you know, I'm sure you know already how incredible your brain is when it comes to timing. You know, you can say when you go to bed at night, you can say, I want to wake up at 7:30 in the morning. What I do is I actually tap my mattress like up to the point I want to get up. So just tap 7 times before I wake up at 7 o'clock. Then do what we do. And you'll be amazed how close to that time you'll wake up, even without an alarm clock. I personally, I'm lucky enough to be at an age where I've banned alarm clocks from my life. I spent like 30 years of my life waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning with the alarm clock. And I think it takes years off your life, that sudden shock, waking up. So I'm lucky enough not to have an alarm clock. But if I do need to wake up, I will just tap my mattress so for the time I want to wake up. So 7 taps for 7 o'clock or whatever it might be. So you can try this and you'll find that these things, your brain, you know this already, your mind is incredible and it will get you what you want. So one of the other things that most people do is they lay in bed and they say, I don't want to lay here awake. I don't want to lay here wide awake. And when we say we don't want to do something, negatives only exist in language. They do not exist in any other form in the universe. In the universe, things exist. Only in language do things not exist. It only makes sense for me to say there is not a cat sitting on your desk. Unless, of course, you've got a cat sitting on your desk, which would make me a mind reader. But it only makes sense for me to say there is not a cat sitting next to you. The unconscious part of our brain is super powerful. And it's geared for 2 things. It wants you to survive and it wants you to be happy. So it's geared to get you everything you want. It wants you to be happy. So it will do its best to get what you want for yourself. But it's ancient. It's probably the same as it was maybe 2 million years ago. The frontal lobe has only developed in human beings over the last 150 to 200,000 years. But that is the part of our brain that has the Broca's area, which is involved in speech and language. Now, because negatives only exist in language, and because your unconscious mind was around before language existed, it cannot process a negative. So if I say to you, don't think about the person you love most on this planet, what happens? You immediately think about that person. Now that works brilliantly in sales. If you know what the criteria for someone buying your product is, let's say you're selling them a car and you know the criteria from buying that car is that it has to be economical. If you say to somebody, this car is really economical, they can believe you or believe you not, because as adults, we build up a defense against flattery in sales. But if you say to the client, to the person, look, don't think about the 50 miles to the gallon you're going to get from this car. Have a look at the quality of these seats. They have to think about the money they're going to save, because that's the way our brain works. If you want to see how this works, if you've got a partner tomorrow when they go to work, just say whatever you don't think about me at lunchtime, or don't think how good it's going to be when you come home tonight and the kids are out. They'll be raring to get home because you cannot not think about it. As I said, it works brilliantly in sales. Where it works against us is when we say, I don't want to lay her awake. Because the moment you say, I don't want to lay her awake, you have to visualize yourself laying her awake. Now, your unconscious mind has no logic. It will just get for you everything you want, everything you're focused on. And if you're only focused on what you don't want, unfortunately, that's what we get. And it's not just about sleep. It's about everything else in your life. If you hear yourself saying, I don't want to be ill, immediately change that to want to be fit and well. I have clients come to see me and I ask, how can I help you? Generally, they'll tell me half a dozen things they don't want. I don't want to be unhappy. I don't want to be overweight. I don't want to be afraid. I don't want to smoke anymore. I don't want to drink too much alcohol. They'll tell me half a dozen things they don't want. And the first thing I have to say is to change it. We have to catch us. You'll catch yourself doing it. I promise you. We do it all the time. I don't want to feel like this. I don't want to be unhappy. If you hear yourself saying those words, if you hear you saying, I don't want to do this, I don't want to feel like this, you have to immediately change it to what you do want. So I want to be fit and well, as opposed to I don't want to be ill. I want to be happy as opposed to I don't want to be unhappy. I want to sleep soundly through the night as opposed to I don't want to lay wide awake. Does this make sense to you? Because it's what we do all the time. You know, it's one of our, we do it to our kids. You know, don't be naughty. What we should be saying is be good. You know, don't play out in the street. We look out the window, there they are in the street. You think a defiant little sod. What you should say is stay in the garden. Because the don't part of that sentence does not register. And the message you're going to get is exactly what you don't want them to do. Unless, of course, you want that person to think about something. As in, don't think about me at lunchtime. Don't think how much fun it's going to be if we go out on a date. No, don't think how good you're going to feel when you lose that weight. We can use it in a definite way, in as much as we use it as a negative command, expecting that person to get the message. Does this all make sense to you? But it's vitally important when we want to go to sleep at night. So I'm going to take you into hypnosis. And for those of you who are waking up at an inappropriate time, in fact, all of you can do this. I want you to think about a time when you want to wake up in the morning. Get that in your mind. And when we do this work together, we're going to go in and we're going to change the clock that's in your mind at the moment that's waking you up at an inappropriate time. And we're going to move that hand round to that time you want to wake up. So your brain is now, but will be trained to waking up at the time, at the appropriate time for you. And that's all going to happen while you're in hypnosis, okay? Are there any questions on this or anything that you think I've missed that you think, yeah, this is what happens to me and this is what I want?
Yeah, I would have a question, Freddy.
Yeah, hi, Diana.
Hi. I've been challenging sleeper all my life since I was a child. Basically, I don't know if I ever get a sound night of sleep. So basically, what happens to me is I'm very sensitive to energies, namely. So it might sound very odd, but sometimes if I have a new neighbor in the building, I can feel it. I don't sleep well, or I'm even connected to these moon events and whatnot. Like, you won't believe it if I tell you, you're going to think it's nonsense. But is there a way to be less of a dolphin? Because they say this type is a dolphin that perceives everything, like we're half awake, half asleep. Is there a way to rewire what I've always been?
Yeah, I believe there is. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I mean, you know, that having the ability to sense energy is a gift in some respects, but it's like a double-edged sword, I suppose, when you want to go to sleep at night and you're sensing energy around you. So let's just, let's retrain your body and your brain to use that energy in a way that's appropriate for you, that will keep you safe and well, but at the same time allow you to sleep soundly. Because you don't need that at night, do you?
Can I jump in real quick, Freddy?
Yeah, of course.
So Diana, I don't know, I do some energy stuff, and one thing to be aware of if you're into this is at the end of your night, right before you're going to bed, it's always good to, if you do energy stuff, to do some cord cutting and just releasing, and then forgiveness at the end of the day and just releasing people's good. And then I like to do, and I've done this on these calls before, is imagine a ball of energy. And let me ask you, what color would be like the color of deep restorative sleep? Like there was a color for that.
Intense orange.
It turns orange. So you would imagine taking an orange ball of light and seeing yourself in the middle of that, and then thinking and seeing the word sleep. And just imagine seeing yourself sleeping deeply in that orange ball, and you can play with it, expand it, and then you can pull it into you. And just imagine yourself in that orange protective ball, which blocks any other energies out. And so that's one thing. And you're, in a way, hypnotizing yourself. You're surrounding yourself with energy. You're releasing energy. And that might be a really good 5-minute protocol to do before you go to sleep.
That's cool. Thanks, Nick. I might
Try that
message
out.
you
Yeah,
because
try that out.
I'm challenged with these protection mechanisms in general. Just I perceive too much. So yeah.
Well, this is a great time to create a new story and a new identity around it. So
Thank you.
send me a message tomorrow after you use that, and you have a great night's sleep tonight. All right.
Okay, thanks.
Green, you got a question?
Thanks. I saw it answered in the chat, so that's good. Thank you.
All right. Okay. Good. All right. Okay. If there's no more questions, let's go to sleep. Let's go into a nice deep trance. And while you're in it, you'll remember the words that take you into the trance. I will give you a trigger word for you to go to sleep. So anywhere, like if you want to have a nap in the afternoon, and apparently it's really good for you to nap. I didn't know that, but it's why I feel so good, because I nap all the time. So I didn't realize why I was feeling so good, because I keep dropping off in the afternoon. But if you want to go to sleep somewhere, you think, I just want to take 10 minutes out here, you'll be able to take yourself back into sleep anywhere. Okay. Are you all ready for this? Yeah. Good. Excellent. Okay. Make sure you're comfortable. Make sure you're in a safe place. So right now, no matter how relaxed you become, the chair you're sitting in or the bed you're lying in will support you. So get yourselves comfortable. Make sure your legs aren't crossed, your arms aren't crossed. And when you're ready to do this, well done, Sarah. Okay. I'd take my mouth up, but there wouldn't be any speech coming out. Right. So get yourselves comfortable. Make sure your arms and legs aren't crossed. And when you're ready to do this, just take a deep breath in, hold it for a moment. And as you breathe out, allow your eyes to close and allow your body to relax. That's right. Get yourselves comfortable. And do that again. Just take a breath in, breathe in through your nose, and just release any tension as you breathe out. Now I'm going to say some words. And I want you to repeat these words to yourself and aim these words at yourself. Even at the first you don't experience it, because you will in a moment. And at some level of consciousness, you'll remember these words so you can use them whenever you want to go into a deep sleep at night. So as I say these next words, I want you to repeat them to yourself and aim them at yourself. My mind and body are completely calm and relaxed. My mind and body are completely calm and relaxed. My right arm is heavy and relaxed. My right arm is heavy and relaxed. My right arm is heavy and relaxed. My mind and body are completely calm and relaxed. My left arm is heavy and relaxed. My left arm is heavy and relaxed. My left arm is heavy and relaxed. My mind and body are completely calm and relaxed. My right leg is heavy and relaxed. My right leg is heavy and relaxed. My right leg is heavy and relaxed. My mind and body are completely calm and relaxed. My left leg is heavy and relaxed. My left leg is heavy and relaxed. My left leg is heavy and relaxed. My mind and body are completely calm and asleep. My mind and body are completely calm and asleep. Now as you drift deeper, deeper, deeper down, less and less aware of yourself as a physical being, but totally aware of yourself as a mind. And that mind drifts without boundaries, without borders, without limits. Get a sense of drifting deeper and deeper down into that wonderful space now. Every word I say takes you deeper and deeper. Get a sense of that happening automatically. Imagine there's nothing you can do about that. Every breath you take takes you deeper and deeper into the most profound state of sleep. The deeper you go, the better you feel. The better you feel, the deeper you'll go. That's right. And the body just drifts through time and space. Even deeper than before. And as you drift even deeper, my voice, my words drift with you to become a part of your experience now. Every word I say takes you deeper and deeper. Just when you think you've reached the ultimate space, profound hypnosis, trance and sleep, my voice, my words will take you 10 times deeper. Get a sense of that happening automatically. Imagine there's nothing you can do about that. And as you drift even deeper, everything I say now is your reality. Every suggestion I give you, your mind and body will act upon. At a molecular, cellular, neurological level. It's now your reality. You have a conscious mind and an unconscious mind. That unconscious mind, the back of the mind, that instinctive part of your being that breathes the breath, that beats the heart, that keeps you safe and well, can continue to hear, to understand and respond to those things I might say without the need for you to do anything at all. It's so much easier for the conscious mind simply to relax and enjoy that letting go. That's right. Letting go completely of the effort it takes to make the effort that it might take. To tell the exact position of arms, legs, or the entire body that just drifts through time and space. And as you drift even deeper, from tonight, when you get into bed with the intention of going to sleep, the moment you feel the comfort of your bed, the coolness of your pillowcase. You repeat the word relax, 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 relax. And you'll try and stay awake until you've said it at least 4 times. And you'll drift into the most profound, deep, refreshing sleep, to awaken in the morning at the appropriate time for you. From tonight, whenever you get into bed with the intention of going to sleep, and you feel the coolness of your pillowcase, the comfort and security of your bed, you will drift into the most wonderful, deep, refreshing sleep, to awaken in the morning refreshed and energized at the appropriate time for you. As you drift even deeper now, in your mind, get a sense of a clock, like one of those cartoon clocks that you see on a cartoon show with the 2 bells on the top. And I want you to notice where the hand is set for that alarm. And I want you to move that hand round to the time that you want to wake up. See where the hand is set at the moment? Move that hand round to the time that you want to wake up in the morning, refreshed and energized. And then set that alarm in your head for that time. And from tonight, I'd like your unconscious mind to allow you to sleep soundly, to awaken at the appropriate time for you, having slept soundly throughout the night. Get a sense of those changes taking place in your body and mind now. Imagine it's happening. There's nothing you can do about that. Your energy levels will be at exactly the right level for you to sleep soundly. You will get exactly the right amount of REM sleep that will enable you to make the changes you need while you sleep, but at the same time, wake up energized to get exactly the right amount of deep, refreshing sleep. Imagine that's happening now, and there's nothing you can do about that. Every word I say takes you deeper and deeper into that beautiful space of deep, deep sleep. And from tonight, and whenever you want to go to sleep, you just remember these words: relax, 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 relax. And on the 4th time of hearing that word, you will drift into the most deep, wonderful, refreshing sleep, to awaken in the morning energized, having slept soundly throughout the night. That instinctive, intuitive part of your being that knows exactly the right amount of sleep for you, that breathes the breath, that beats the heart, that keeps you safe. Get a sense of that now. How incredible are you? Deeper, deeper, deeper down now. Just when you think you've reached the ultimate space of deep, deep sleep, my voice, my words are going to take you 10 times deeper into a space you may have never experienced before, where your body's doing whatever healing it needs. Get a sense of that now. You may become aware of certain sensations as those changes take place at a molecular, cellular, neurological level, repairing refreshing. Get a sense of that now. And from tonight, whenever you get into bed with the intention of going to sleep, and you feel the coolness of the pillowcase, the comfort and security of your bed, you will drift into the most profound, wonderful, deep sleep, to awaken in the morning at an appropriate time, having slept soundly throughout the night. That's right, deeper, deeper, deeper down now. Get a sense of just that feeling of just swaying into that sleep. That's right. That rhythm changing in your body. Deeper, deeper, deeper down now. Into that beautiful space. Just you, the sound of my voice, and that feeling of freedom. Free of the past, free of the future, free to sleep soundly. The deeper you go, the better you feel. The better you feel, the deeper you'll go. From tonight, whenever you get into bed with the intention of going to sleep, you just hear the word relax. 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 And you'll try to stay awake until you've heard that word for the 4th time and find you cannot. Deeper, deeper, deeper down now. Body re-energizing. Healing taking place. Mind relaxing. Even deeper than before. And you remember the words, my mind and body are completely calm and relaxed. My mind and body are completely calm and relaxed. My mind and body are completely calm and relaxed. As you drift in that space now, my voice, my words will drift with you to become a part of your experience now. That's right. From tonight, whenever you get into bed with the intention of going to sleep, and you feel the comfort of your bed, the coolness of your pillowcase, your body will go into exactly the right state to put you in that deep sleep. In a moment, I'm going to count to 10. Every suggestion I've given you, your mind and body will act upon. On 8, your eyes will open. You will feel as if you've had the best 8 hours sleep. Your body and mind will be refreshed. You will feel incredible because you are incredible. And on 10, that new understanding, that feeling of freedom, the ability to sleep, is going to grow stronger day by day. So get ready as I count to 10. Every suggestion I've given you, your mind and body will act upon. On 8, your eyes will open. You will feel incredible, knowing that from tonight, whenever you get into bed with the intention of going to sleep, you will drift into the most profound, deep, wonderful sleep. Imagine those changes have taken place. There's nothing you can do about that now. So get ready. 1, feeling wonderful. 2, to create the life you want and sleep soundly. 3, a feeling of freedom from every ounce of fatigue. 4, feel the force of that energy flooding through your body now. 5, feel incredibly alive. 6, 7, 8, eyes opening, being absolutely wonderful. 9, 10, good morning. Okay. I'm going to record that kind of little induction we did with the body relaxation thing. I'll give it to Nick. He'll put it in the platform at some point. But you can listen to this. But you know how to do this now. You know, when you get into bed at night, just think of that word relax, and then repeat those words to yourself. My mind and body are completely calm and relaxed. Aim those words at yourself and say them 2 or 3 times. And then, like we did today, start with your right arm. Say, my right arm is heavy and relaxed. And repeat that 3 times. Then back to my mind and body are completely calm and relaxed. Then the left arm. Then my mind and body are completely calm and relaxed. Then the right leg. And do that 3 times. And then the left leg. I promise you, you will never reach the left leg. You'll be gone long before that, okay? Try and stay awake long enough to get to my left leg is heavy and relaxed, and find that you cannot. All right, look, I hope you've enjoyed this evening. It's great to see you all. And sleep well, okay? Let us know how you get on, won't you? Lovely to see you all. Take care.
Thank you, Freddie.
See you again soon. Take care. Bye now.
Thank you very much,
Thanks, Freddie. Thanks.